Jumbotron at Jordan-Hare Stadium. You ain't scoring over the Jumbotron.
Nice cut to the goal and one for Yves Missi's first point.
He's been quiet, but he is maybe the most advanced young big guy that Scott Drew has had. Watch the catch right here. Watch this hard catch from behind, the foul and the finish by Missi.
And that's the fourth on Chris Moore. The fouls are mounting now on both sides.
Watch out for Houston. Kelvin Sampson's back in the lead.
Back to the lob and to finish Yves Missi.
They saved it. Look at this.
Steal, Yves Missi. Auburn has surrendered the lead to Baylor. And Yves Missi to slam and one.
Folks, that's an NBA prospect. Shot maker right here.
Denver Jones swatted by Yves Missi.
Shot rejector.
Yves Missi is on the floor for the Bears. And there's Missi with a big-time block. Get those shots.
We're just seeing too many easy buckets by John Brown.
Wow. How about that?
Oh, my goodness.
Alley-oop to Yves Missi. Drive shot blocked by Missi, his second block today. Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Beautiful alley-oop. Ray J. Dennis to Yves Missi. Gary Maxwell puts the ball in the air. Bears control it. How about an alley-oop? He grows to 15-8 for the Bears here in the first half. Whoa, Missi with the block. And Dennis saves it in bounds to Jacoby Walter.
Off of the pick and roll to be able to get the floater off from the taller defender.
Go to the big man, Yves Missi, the flush. Back to Ray J. Dennis, shot clock at 10. Dennis penetrates. Shot no good, but Missi is there for the follow. Bears look to extend their lead here before halftime. Ray J. Dennis drives, another alley-oop. Missi with the follow dunk. Running Bulldogs. Tie game. Underneath, another block by Yves Missi. That is 4 on the day.
Tyler Bilodeau is a solid player. He's going to be a good player for Oregon State.
Missi with a catch and finish. Walter the assist from on high. 6'10", 239 Samuel, a 7', 235 Missi, and this time Missi wins the matchup.
No, they have enough depth that they don't need him, but you also don't want to foul out your own player.
Fourth meeting all time between these two. Tip controlled by the Bears. And we are underway in a hurry with an alley-oop to Yves Missi to start the game. Bears in a hurry. Have the ball in their front court. Nunn lobs it up. Another alley-oop. Yves Missi the finish.
His 95th straight start tonight. When you combine his experience at West Virginia and Baylor. Coach Holloway, that's all he wanted to talk about. He said, this guy is amazing, Bridges.
It's fun when you watch guys. Watch this.
Oh! Yves Missi! Does Seton Hall have what it takes to get back in this one? Missi says no way. Unbelievable story. As a 1-year-old, he is raising with his girlfriend in Harrison, New Jersey, with the help of their entire family. It takes a village. Wow, take that! Playing like one. Bridges is tied up, and so is Missi. Ball is saved to Missi, who finishes. Coach, is that the age-old rule? You never save it under your own basket?
Seton Hall Pirate fans will remember Glenn Mosley, Randy Duffin.
Oh, you can't forget that either. Yves Missi ramming another 2 home.
Nunn. Down the lane, in the air, the flip, up and finally tipped up. Dennis, guarded by Fears, the freshman. The lob, and another jam for this Baylor squad. And he's an offensive weapon for them. Here's the weave up top. They lob in. Oh, Yves.
And Jalen Bridges is not a shot blocker. He can still attack the rim.
Dennis threw that up there because Filipowski went over. They have yet to succeed on one of those alley-oop plays, and they will run a lot of them for Missi.
Pull up, fade away, no good. Missi with the rebound, throws it up and in. On cue, Yves Missi. None. Missi! Yves Missi, welcome to the basketball game.
Filipowski just able to push Missi under the basket. He was right there for that offensive board.
Filipowski, the spin move, the left, another block. Yves Missi.
Turned out with a lucky shot.
Makes it 28-17. How about the alley-oop?
Can roll. Ray J Dennis so good at picking his spots, and when you have a big like Missi,
you've got to fight over those screens, and the bigs have to step out on shooters. They got beat on it right there.
Dennis with the pocket pass. This Baylor team, you talk about guys like Maceo Teague from that national championship team, Adam Flagler, guys that were playing at much lower level competition. 8 points for Eric Daly, the assist from Small. Missi underneath with the hammer.
Couldn't recover with the pass.
Nunn gets in deep and kicks it out. Love attacking, has it blocked. Missi on the follow, muscles it down. Baylor hasn't scored in 3.5 minutes. Dennis, follow Missi with authority.
Points per game and rebounds per game from his freshman season last year. Walter almost lost it in really tight defense from Newman again. Nice feed to Missi.
Bridges feeding Missi. Missi one dribble. Trying to get by McNair. Nice little drop step to lay it in. Very nice. Missi. That was a bullet pass. Able to somehow reverse and flip it over the shoulder and score and get fouled by Buddy Rich.
Baylor looks for their two bigs, especially as they dive to the front of the rim. Most of the time it's on lobs, but both those guys have had to collect, gather themselves, and use that pivot foot. Really good poise in there from the freshman Missi.
Second year here in Austin. Off the zoom action. And Missi finishes in traffic. That's where he's so good.
Here's Missi. That's an 18-year-old to a 19-year-old. But they've got a couple already early on the road. Here's the freshman Missi. His second bucket.
Even in a scramble situation like that where the ball's getting deflected around, to gather and be strong underneath, that's what allows him to go up and finish.
Missi, left hand, yes! And Missi looks like he's hobbled a little bit. 21 in gold. Here he is. He's okay. He's okay enough to dump in another bucket. 21 points for the freshman.
Looks like he hurt his hand. He's grabbing his left hand.
With 23 points. Bridges finds him. And Missi shakily dunks that one.
Yeah, he wasn't going to leave it to chance by just shooting it. Doesn't matter if it rattled in or not. It went down.
Out of Cameroon, 25 points, 9 rebounds against TCU, and going to work underneath.
And right on cue, man. He must have heard you. Gets the ball to the middle of that UCF zone, goes up and finishes.
Big 12 now on ESPN Plus. Oh, no! Missi climbs the ladder and rams it home. Final possession here for Baylor before intermission. Ray J. Dennis goes to the lob, and once again it's Missi. Dennis's runner comes off the rim, and it's in the hands of Jaden Nunn.
And Baylor has, Drew, Baylor has got to get Jacoby Walter going. If you see the acrobatic finish.
That's Missi hitting the deck on that off-balance shot. So he's basically a jump shot away from being the #1 overall pick.
You can say that. I mean, outstanding body control for a guy that size.
Love it when Diallo gets it down on the block. Feeling confident against the freshman.
A great pass from Dennis. Man.
Rob Jones, nice feed. King is denied inside by Missi. King continues to battle, and Baylor grabs the board. We mentioned it earlier. You mentioned it earlier, how good Baylor is out of a timeout.
Bob had him.
Little late, but Missi gathers, comes down, and goes right back up and converts.
All tied up at 43. Missi driving right around Lindsay. Langston Love being guarded by Toussaint. Dennis, 7 to shoot up for Missi. Oh my goodness! Missi on the dribble. Ooh, baby! Yves Missi!
When Jay makes a great point, he takes off his headset and admires it.
I've done it once in the last 10 years.
Missi, nice hesitation, and he gets the roll. And you can't blame him with how well he played in the first half. But boy, he's got to be careful. Missi draws one at the other end, and that's going to go.
Kansas's defense is just stifling Baylor. They can't get anything that they want.
Missi off the glass, and somehow that will go.
Boy, what a strong move by Yves Missi. His older brother, Steve Mondu Missi, played at Harvard.
Kelvin Sampson got the gate in 300-something games, 329 games. It was the first time ever for Drew and Bill Self at Kansas. As we said, Oklahoma, one of the few Big 12 teams that doesn't play a whole lot of close games. They're 4 losses in league play by an average of 10 points a game. And now after that Missi bucket.
Of course, Houston coming off a big win last night.
Yves Missi off the lob. Jalen Bridges, who had 10 in the first half to lead Baylor. Khalifa 11 lead all scorers for BYU as Yves Missi goes to work inside. And Baylor comes away with it.
You'll say this comes down to Baylor getting stops. A wide open layup out of the timeout for BYU.
Yves Missi isolated and attacks. His third collegiate stop, but the Bears turn it over, and that shot is turned back. It's Missi with the denial.
The space by Missi is just absolutely picture perfect in terms of getting a finger on the ball.
Because he has multiple guys playing 34, 35, 36 minutes per night.
Ray J. Dennis.
First time we've seen TCU actually screen the top of the zone and create those mismatches.
Lob inside, and Missi throws it down. Dennis bullying his way down low. Goes to the baseline, flips it, and the throw down, Missi. The one thing I would say is I get maybe moderately agitated. I like to do my finger wagging at the finger waggers.
Yeah.
So like, next pass inside, and Missi throws it down.
This offense has gone through the 2 freshmen lately, but Ray J. Dennis, really valuable.
Missi.
Watch Missi. This looks like a blocked shot. And he hangs in the air. This is a great finish, John. There's a plethora of NBA scouts here today. I'll get everybody back. John, he's got to play the long game today. You got to get those starters out.
Missi on Brown. Brown blocks it. Missi gets it back.
Watch, this is a great defensive play, but he comes up with it. And for a young man who's got to continue to get stronger, look at the energy and
Murphy, Adams, McCullough. Great move by Missi. Dickinson set to check in. Biggest lead of the game for Baylor. The Bears at home by 5.
Dennis gets into the paint. Now wanders out. Almost turned it over. Nunn has it. Shot clock under 10. Missi away from the basket. Puts it on the floor. Going to work on Dickinson.
Here's Nunn. Nunn into the paint. Hangs. Can't hit. Missi puts it home. The lead is 5. Feed inside, Missi over Mitchell, and it'll go. Yves Missi with the deuce.
10 seconds to go.
Russian high screen and roll for Dennis.
With 4. The lob and the easy 2 from Yves Missi. Inside to Missi, working on Jennings.
Got to jump straight up.
Look at the touch from the big man, just 19 years old.
Where's the scoring going to come from right now? Nice drive.
Yves Missi, the take. And he's got a chance at a three-point play.
None off the mark.
It's usually because of poor defense, and the big was caught on the board.
Thomas up ahead. And that one blocked by Missi. Saved to Loner. Well done by Yves Missi. Bridges being harassed by Skillings. Now Walter. Missi puts it on the floor. Off the glass. And one. Yves Missi.
That's the difference between Yves Missi and some of the other outstanding freshman bigs that Scott Drew has recruited and coached. He really knows how to attack the defense from the perimeter out. And of course, he's got the size and length, and then that time he handles the bump. Crazier next year and busier.
Yeah, it'll be busy. Missi and one. And the freshman will go to the line.
He's so smooth, John. That jump shot is pure butter.
Oh, Missi rejects Skillings. Bears playing keep away. The throwdown, Missi.
Cannot drive baseline on them. There's too much help.
Dennis shake and bake. The throwdown. Yves Missi from Ray J. Dennis. Missi the layup.
Dennis thought about the three. Now they're going to get reset. Dennis lightning quick. What a pass. It's Missi taking contact.
Across the board, makes things happen and dishes right there in terms of getting him.
Nunn gets a longer screen. Here it comes. He takes flight. Misses, and the stick back by Missi. And it will count. Gerard's pass. Nunn. Beautifully done. Nunn streaks up the floor. Missi. Hard stick.